Pompeo accused her of lying. It is the latest in a growing list of incidents involving Pompeo and journalists. Joining me now to discuss, CNN contributor Wajahat Ali and Rick Wilson. Rick is the author of Running Against the Devil. Good evening, gents. Good to see both of you. So, quite the story that we have here. Secretary Pompeo is calling Kelly, calling her a liar. But she says that she told them that she would, not only did she ask about Ukraine and she followed up in writing, but she says that she never agreed to put the exchange after the interview off the record. So, Rick, who do you think is a liar here?
Look, Mike Pompeo has become one of the high priests of Trumpism, and the core of Trumpism is a war on the media. And so I think Mike Pompeo is trying to cast himself as this hero and to please Donald Trump. This isn't about whether or not she could correctly identify Ukraine on a map. This is just part of their performative, media hatred that they engage in on the daily.
Waj, I want to bring you in. Mary Louise Kelly told NPR, an NPR co-host, that before ending the interview, Pompeo, quote, leaned in and glared at her, and then he tried to give her a pop quiz. I mean, what is with this intimidation mode?
Yeah, this is the pathetic insecurity of these spineless amoebas of men, such as Mike Pompeo and the other men in Trump's administration, right? I mean, look, this is a recurring theme with Pompeo. He tried to intimidate a female reporter in the USA Today in May. He really doesn't like it when female reporters in particular actually ask him questions and are intelligent and do follow-ups. Our colleague in an affiliate in Nashville in August, same thing happened. And this time around, he throws F-bombs, he brings out a map. I mean, why does he have a map without countries? It's so strange. And then she points it out. And who should we believe? Mary Louise Kelly, a veteran journalist, or Mike Pompeo, who this month alone has lied to the American public about imminent threat, right? And this man from Harvard has redefined imminent in a way which is completely the opposite of imminent. And then it was imminent threat, then not imminent, then one embassy, then 4 embassies, no casualties, 11 casualties, and now 34 casualties with soldiers suffering very traumatic brain damage. So who are you going to believe, Don? Mike Pompeo or Mary Louise Kelly, who has the tapes? I'm going to go with Mary Louise Kelly.
Okay, so let's see. Let's look at the... okay, in the statement, Rick, the last line, Pompeo's statement says, "It is worth noting that Bangladesh is not Ukraine." First of all, Kelly has a master's degree in European studies from Cambridge University. Right. Also, he doesn't really say that she couldn't identify Ukraine on a map. He insinuates it's just a petty attempt to put her down, right? Is that what this is?
Of course. Of course, he's just trying to demean her, and obviously it's false. And look, he also knows deep in his heart that Donald Trump couldn't find Ukraine on a map if you had the letter U and a picture of an actual physical crane next to it. He knows that this is, an administration defined by ignorance of the world, and so that's partly him playing to their base and playing to their audience. The credulous boomer Rube demo that backs Donald Trump, that wants to think that Donald Trump's a smart one, and y'all elitists are dumb.
You elitists with your geography and your maps and your spelling, even though
your math and your reading.
Yeah, you're reading, your geography, knowing other countries, sipping your latte.
All those lines on the map.
Only them elitists know where Ukraine is. Sorry, I apologize.
But by the way,
oh my God!
But you know what? But it was Rick's fault. I blame Rick.
Oh
but in all honesty, you know what NPR should do?
Why not? Sorry, hold on. Wait.
Can I tell you
give me a second. Hold on. Sorry. That was good. Sorry, Rick. That was a good one. I needed that. Okay, so listen.
Can I tell you what NPR should do? NPR should take a black Sharpie, circle it all around that whole subcontinent, around Bangladesh and Ukraine, and just be like, there's Ukraine right in the middle.
All right, so
just in honor of Donald Trump.
A U with a crane on it. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, so listen, Rick, this incident between Pompeo and Kelly, it's not the first time that he is bristled under tough questioning from journalists. I want you to watch this.
Sure.
Did you do enough to defend the ambassador privately and publicly against the smear campaign that was being waged against her. And will you speak to that now?
Well, ma'am, you have some of your facts wrong. So you should be careful about things you assert as facts before you state them. Again, you've got your facts wrong. Sounds like you're working, at least in part, for the Democratic National Committee when you phrase a predicate of a question in that way. It's unfortunate.
Just finally, you know that there's been no proof of any misdoing on the part of Vice President Biden.
You all keep repeating that line as if you're working for the DNC.
I'm definitely not working for the DNC. I'm an independent journalist.
What good really is the word of the U.S. In light of the president's treatment of the Kurds? Has that undercut U.S. credibility?
Yeah, the whole predicate of your question's insane.
Part of a pattern, right? His disdain for the press. You know, Rick.
Look, he's defining the dignity of that office down to the lowest possible level. This is Trumpism corrupting everything about everyone who surrounds him. This is Mike Pompeo, who is a graduate of both West Point and Harvard, who knows much better than this. But this is the performative douchiness that they do to please Donald Trump. He knows that those things are going to be played and that Trump is going to see them and like them. That's who he's performing for. It's an audience of one. And he knows that Mary Louise Kelly is a pro and she's not some DNC plant, but he wants to please Trump. This is a food chain inside Trump world, and whoever sucks up the most and whoever's the guy who claps the longest when Saddam is speaking is the guy who gets the most rewards. And right now, Mike Pompeo is head and shoulders above a lot of the rest of the field on that front.
I gotta go. Thank you both. Thanks, Waj. Thanks, Rick. Gotta go put my eyeliner back on. Mascara. That was a joke. I'm not wearing either. Thank you both. We'll be right back.